Hello, my name's Alex. I'm the Advent Label Applicator Company. This is going to be a demonstration of an Advent 200, which is a plain paper labeler. It's capable of getting a plain paper label onto any type of round container from about 1 inch to 10 inches in diameter. Works great with metal cans, fiber cans, plastic, glass. We've already had this machine on for about 60 to 90 minutes. You can see it turns nice and freely. That's the glue at operating temperature. We're going to go ahead and put our stack of labels in. We've already made the adjustments to the guides. Those are fully adjustable with just simple red thumb locks here. When you have a small stack like this and it's an unprinted label, ideally just want to curl the top down a little bit and just have it stacked forward. Usually you could do a much larger stack of labels. You want to make sure that first label, that top label, is moving. And then we'll be labeling these cans. They're open cans, so they have quite a wobble to them because they're not round, they're not true at the top, at the open. So some of these labels might not go on especially great. We're just trying to make sure that they're round as possible. This is the container we tested, and you have good clearances, almost 1/8 of an inch. So that's really important when you're running containers with ridges. So you can see the setup. We're able to clear those ridges, which is a really standout feature on the 200. And I'm just going to go ahead and run these containers. Just going to check them before I run them. So you go ahead and insert. And you can see there's quite a bit of wobble to that container, but it's doing a fairly good job. You're not going to get perfect overlap. Obviously, if these are filled, they'll be a lot truer, and it would probably, you can usually get within 1/16 of an inch. It also looks like whoever trimmed the labels, actually they're not perfect rectangles, because you can see that top edge is almost perfectly aligned, and it looks like you almost have about 1/16 of an inch too long. So obviously you want as square labels as possible. But we'll just go ahead and go through them. You can see we have a standard overhead pressure arm. And you can see that's a pretty bad wobble. It still did a good job. The overhead pressure arm keeps the container steady and also allows unfilled and light containers to work fairly well. You can see the container or the labels going on within a second. You could probably average anywhere from about 20 to 30 containers per minute. It's really an issue of how quickly the operator could grab the can, insert it into the machine, and then take it out. And there we go. And of course that looks like to be the most true can, and you can see when it's very true, that label goes on very accurately. You can see it feeds a single label only. Does a really nice job. You can see within about 1/16 of an inch. And what's neat about the 200, it puts a standard skip glue pattern on the label. So it only puts glue on the leading edge and the trailing edge. And that's what allows it to lay up so nicely on a metal can, because you're only putting glue on the trailing edge and then on the leading edge. It has about a 2-inch pattern. You can see that goes on very securely. Labels won't pop off, have to be torn to be taken off. And of course the skip glue pattern allows you to minimize your glue usage. On a label like this, you'll typically be using maybe a pound of glue for every 5,000 or plus labels. So it's very, very, you have minimum glue usage. And let's just insert it. And you can see, you can put that label over the old label, and again, looks fantastic. So that is the Advent 200. Labeling your metal cans, did a fantastic job. Obviously if they're filled and closed at the top, they'll be even more accurate. If there's any questions, we can reach to 800-846-7716. Thank you.